this is our mung bean soup recipe. So in here we have the mung beans. They were soaked overnight. They've been cooking for about 20 minutes and you can see they're going all lovely and soft. You don't add salt at the beginning of cooking. You add that at this point when they've been about halfway through cooking. They need about 40 minutes in total. So about halfway through, add 2 teaspoons. We use pink Himalayan salt because it's the most mineral rich. And then I am adding a bowl of cubed carrots and a bowl of celery. Give it all a stir. Sometimes if the mung beans have absorbed a lot of water at this point, you can add more liquid, but these are looking fine. And once that's going nicely, pop the lid on, turn the heat up a little bit. And then over here, I've been heating some coconut oil. You can use ghee as well, but we're using coconut oil at the moment because we've decided we don't really want to use dairy. I was making my own ghee for a while, but this actually tastes no different at all. So these are your spices. This is, and the rule of thumb is don't mess with the mung. Just follow the recipe exactly. So we've got 2 teaspoons of brown mustard seeds, and you want to cook those until they start to pop, which doesn't take very long. We realised the other day we've been eating mung bean soup pretty regularly now for nearly a year. So sometimes we have it twice a day, 3 times a day. There's always a pan on so we can feed builders or anyone who comes through the house. And yeah, it's wonderful. It's very filling, it's very satisfying. It gives your digestion a complete rest, which is wonderful. And we love it. And we never get bored of it, weirdly. Our bodies like it. So to add to the mustard seeds, which I don't know if you can hear, but they are beginning to pop. You have to be very careful not to burn the spices. They're going to cook for about 10 minutes. So here's turmeric, and add that to the mixture. 2 teaspoons of that. It's very easy to remember. It's 2 of everything. So we've got cumin, ground cumin. And ground coriander. And the secret ingredient, which I hadn't had before, but gives it that lovely special flavour, is asafoetida. I always think it smells like supermarkets in India. And then you can see they're all in there, all the spices, and you want to cook them very gently for about 10 minutes to release all the flavours. So that's happening while some bay leaves. That's happening while the vegetables are cooking in with the mung. So a couple of bay leaves in there as well. But do keep an eye on it. And this is when I put all my good wishes and intentions for the day into the mung. I do believe that the energy with which we cook makes a big difference. Give yourself time to be with the spices and to just be with this process. It's the only cooking you'll have to do for the day, or even a couple of days. You can just keep it in the fridge and ladle some out as and when you want it, which makes life very simple. And also it makes shopping very simple because all you ever have to buy is celery and carrots, unless you grow them in the garden, which we did last year, but they're all finished now. So that's cooking nicely. When it's done, I'll add it into the mung, which, as you can see, bring back to the boil. So you just tip the spices into the mung when they're all cooked, let it cook for a further 5 minutes, and that's it. And you can eat it as you like. And don't forget to add black pepper before you serve. You don't want to cook the black pepper, but do add it because it will activate the turmeric. And you can, in a few minutes, add ground fresh garlic and ginger to taste, really. But you don't want to add that for the full 10 minutes, otherwise you get burnt garlic, which isn't ideal. And that is the mung bean soup recipe.
Please note that there was less asafoetida than the other spices.
Yes, there was only half a teaspoon.
Okay.